Eric Adams. FBI is searching the homes of Mayor Eric Adams' top aides again. More of them. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Today, federal agents searched the homes of at least 4 top officials to Mayor Adams, entangling his administration in yet another investigation.
The homes belong to Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright and also schools Chancellor David Banks, who live together. The chancellor's brother, Deputy Mayor Philip Banks, and also Police Commissioner Edward Caban. Allie Bauman here now with the latest on the investigation tonight. Allie.
Well, Christina Maurice, sources tell CBS News New York that a number of NYPD executives have been asked to voluntarily surrender their phones to federal investigators. Now, the nature of this investigation is still a mystery, and authorities have not formally accused Mayor Adams or any of his officials of any crimes. First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright and her fiancé, schools Chancellor David Banks, ignored questions Thursday, walking into their Manhattan home that was raided by the feds a day earlier.
It's a great first day of school.
Anything to say to the New Yorkers who are wondering what's going on? Sources tell CBS News New York federal agents also searched the homes of Banks's brother, the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Philip Banks, as well as NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban. In a statement, an NYPD spokesperson said the department is aware of an investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York involving members of service. The Associated Press is also reporting feds seized electronic devices from the home of Timothy Pearson, a mayoral advisor and former high-ranking NYPD official. Mayor Eric Adams spoke to political reporter Marsha Kramer Thursday.
I'm not aware of any misdoings, and I want to, again, follow the rules, and I will continue to tell the team to do that.
Sources tell CBS News New York Wednesday's raids are unrelated to a separate federal corruption investigation involving alleged donations made by Turkish officials to the mayor's 2021 campaign, for which the FBI seized Adams' electronic devices last year.
Why do they keep targeting you and members?
I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry about that. I was asking, why does he have an earring in his ear? Do y'all see the earring in his ear? I'm sorry. Thank y'all for letting me know that I'm no longer muted. Why does he have an earring in his ear? Did y'all see the earring that was in his ear? Y'all see that? Did y'all know that Eric Adams was making a fashion statement and had an earring in his ear? I didn't know that. This is news to me. This is brand new. I'm learning as I go. And so, yeah, I guess he does have an earring in his ear. I didn't understand that, but let's get back to the stream.
I'm going to, again, follow the rules, and I will continue to tell the team to do that.
Sources tell CBS News New York Wednesday's raids are unrelated to a separate federal corruption investigation involving alleged donations made by Turkish officials to the mayor's 2021 campaign, for which the FBI seized Adams' electronic devices last year.
Why do they keep targeting you and members of your administration? I mean, it's like a constant drip, drip, drip.
Who told him to go and get it? Eric Adams did not have an earring in his ear. Who told him to go and get it? Let me pull him up. I got to pull up some. I just got to see this. Why did Eric Adams always have an earring in his ear? Let me get the large pictures. Nope. Nope. That's new. No, that's new. I don't see it. He ain't even got the hole in his ear. Oh, maybe he do. Because when he was sworn into office, he did have an earring in his ear. Ah, so he has always had the earring. He just had it really, 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 really small to where we hopefully didn't see it. I didn't know that he had earrings. Okay, well. I guess that is a thing.
Those are questions I can't answer. I know what I'm going to do, and that is information that's needed to show that I have always followed the law. We're going to give that information.
Now, a spokesman for City Hall says investigators have not indicated that the mayor or his staff were targets of any investigation. Christina Maurice.
Thanks, Allie.
Here's a closer look now at previous raids in connection to members of the mayor's administration. Last November, the feds searched the homes of his then chief fundraiser, Brianna Suggs, his now former director of protocol for international affairs, Rana Abasova, and Turkish Airlines executive who was on Adams' transition team, Cenk Okan.
Oh, come on now. Listen, if the very people that donated to your campaign, because they're saying that it expands to more than just the Turkish people or whoever it was that was the Turkish people that contributed into his campaign, if the former Turkish Airlines executive is also a person that was serving on the mayor's transition team, how far-fetched is it to realize that he probably got a couple favors to go along with it? And if they starting to raid, because this is who they raided last November. So I did report on this. I don't know if y'all remember, but I did report on this. But I was speculating as to whether or not they were raiding him based off of the fact that he wasn't playing ball and he was starting to throw the Biden administration under the bus, especially with regard to the migrant crisis, because the Biden administration wouldn't give him any more funding over in New York, or wouldn't give him any funding when he was over there clapping as they was getting off the bus and they was designating themselves as a sanctuary city. So the Biden administration was covering their own tails. And so Eric Adams started to speak out against the Biden administration, which Brandon Johnson never did. Brandon Johnson went at Greg Abbott, but Brandon Johnson never went against the Biden administration. And then when you started to see all of the raids of his former aides, I remember Brianna Suggs, I don't remember Rana, and I don't remember Sink, but all of these raids happened last November 2023, so almost a year ago. Now they've raided 3 to 4 more top aides, so everybody around Eric Adams, the walls are starting to close in. The walls are starting to close in. And I don't know who he upset. I don't know who it is that they mad about, but everybody around him is starting to get raided and they taking all of their mobile devices.
Focused on whether the administration, or rather the campaign, Adams' campaign, conspired with the Turkish government to receive illegal donations. And in February, the Fed searched 2 homes belonging to Winnie Greco, a former fundraiser for Adams, who now serves as his director of Asian Affairs. The city's Department of Investigation had opened a probe following allegations Greco had tried to benefit improperly from her position.
All right, so let me pivot for a minute and let's find out a little bit more information on the people that was raided.
First, we're following breaking news and the FBI search at the homes of 2 of the city's deputy mayors. That's where we begin at 4 o'clock. I'm Natalie Pascarella.
And I'm Gilma Avalos in for David Ushery. The search is seen as a possible indicator that the criminal investigation in and around City Hall is expanding. Chief investigative reporter Jonathan Deans live in the newsroom with the details. John?
Yeah, we're told the FBI searches happened in the early morning hours yesterday. One at the home of the city's deputy mayor for public safety, the other at the home of the first deputy mayor, a home she shares with the school's chancellor, and we're told numerous police officials also had their phones seized in a separate criminal investigation. No comment from First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright why the FBI and city's Department of Investigation searched her home yesterday, a home she shares with David Banks, the city's schools chancellor. No comment either from Phil Banks, the deputy mayor for public safety, why his home was searched. These officials, top advisors and allies of Mayor Eric Adams. City Hall sources say this criminal investigation appears to be separate and in addition to the ongoing criminal investigation into Mayor Adams' fundraising and whether money was illegally funneled into his past campaign from overseas in Turkey. The counsel for the mayor issued a statement. Investigators have not indicated to us the mayor or his staff are targets of any investigation. As a former member of law enforcement, the mayor has repeatedly made clear that all members of the team need to follow the law. One FBI search was here at Chancellor Banks and Deputy Mayor Wright's Harlem home. Another along this block in Hollis, Queens, at the home of Phil Banks. Phil Banks has faced scrutiny before when he served in the NYPD. Federal prosecutors called him an unindicted co-conspirator, but never charged him in a corruption case where 2 businessmen allegedly provided gifts, including vacations. In a yet separate criminal investigation, SDNY prosecutors seized the phones of several NYPD officials, some with ties to Police Commissioner Eddie Caban.
I believe that all of these people are dirty, but I don't think that all of them are so dirty to where they didn't know that these people had these backgrounds prior to them getting in these positions of power in the first place. I think that in order to be a politician, to some extent, which is one of the reasons why Trump is being persecuted to my knowledge, I believe that Trump is being persecuted 100%. And I'm going to go into Trump's economic policy and that he announced, especially partnering with Elon Musk into the next segment, but let me just put a cap on this. I believe that most of these politicians have skeletons in their closet. Most of us as people, regular everyday people, most of us, not me because I live my life like an open book, but most of us have skeletons in our closet. And so to be a public servant or to get into these positions a lot of times, I think that they are vetted and that those skeletons are still kept in the closet until you no longer play ball. You're not going to convince me that everything is just on the up and up and that the federal government is not leveraging people in order to keep other people in line. And when you step out of line, that they're not going to ultimately come for you. You're not going to convince me of that. You're never going to convince me of that. You're not going to convince me that these people weren't vetted, that they don't know where these campaign funds came from, that all of the people around him, all of the top aides, somehow all of their dirty laundry is coming out. Everybody around him is falling like dominoes and he just standing in the middle like a deer in headlights. Come on, fam. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. If I had to do a hypothesis, which is basically an educated guess, even though I'm a C student, follow me here, and then we're going to get into Trump next. If I had to come up with a hypothesis of what was going on, I believe that Eric Adams probably upset the establishment, especially knowing that you are the mayor of the biggest city and at ground zero of the United States of America. New York is really the capital of America. It's not D.C. D.C. is just where all of the politicians congregate. New York is the capital of America. That's where the capital is. And you're not going to be the mayor of the most important city in the United States of America and you're not playing ball. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Nope, not at all. And I had to break down on the platform on After Hours yesterday what was going on to one of the participants on the panel because they kept just throwing out stuff there. But Trump is a felon. But do you know how they came to designate him as a felon? Was it just? Was it justified? Or was he targeted in order to continue to have election interference because they never expected for him to win in 2016 in the first place? And that messed everything up for a lot of people. And it's going to be even worse when he wins in this November election. But we're going to get there.